My name is Lance Howard, life coach, author, recording artist, and ancient wisdom translator and teacher. I'm a human identity and purpose expert focused on building lives of true success, true satisfaction, and true fulfillment, empowered by self-knowledge. And this is part 5 of the video series titled, What is God? I highly suggest seeing the previous parts for context. In my latest book, Bible Redefined in the Book of Yasharal, I write about how religion has kept us distracted and deluded with the question, who is God, rather than focusing on a far more beneficial question, what is God? My book and this series are for those who have the courage to wrestle with God, the idea, the notion, the concept, the beingness. If you think you already know all the answers or want to argue for the religious or typical Western model of God, my work is not for you. When understood without bias, the ancient Eastern languages have already disproved the Western religious model. That is a way of saying, when you actually understand the messages in the Bible as they were originally intended, which becomes clear through the original ancient Semitic languages in which it was originally written, the religious model does not hold up. Whatever exists in the context of the infinite field of creative consciousness, that which we have so nonchalantly and ignorantly called God. If you have no idea what I'm saying here, the context is in the other parts of this series. We are going through a transitional time phase where the old dispensation is coming to an end. We are awakening to an improved way of perceiving the great beingness we have called God. And that affords us an improved way of expressing ourselves. We are becoming increasingly aware that what we have called God is the pure, raw, intelligent power of conscious awareness. All things become possible in this container, this ground of being and existence. We are creative participants in and one with consciousness, one with perfect mind as expressive parts of the whole existence, which we have called God, the great intelligence by which all things consist, including our very own sense of self. Deepak Chopra said, both aspects of creation, objective and subjective, have the same origin. Consciousness is both creator and creation, the knower and the known, the inside and outside of everything, no matter from what angle you observe reality. It is said that Albert Einstein called the intuitive or metaphoric mind a sacred gift. He added that the rational mind was a faithful servant. Mistakenly, we have forgotten the divinity of the intuitive and made rationale our God. We have allowed the conditioning of this world system to fool us into accepting the temporal as all there is, instead of looking deeper to see our very own sacred nature, inseparable from that which we have called God. We only know the world in relation to ourselves. This mysteriously gives rise to the notion of our own God-likeness, that we are a reflection of some aspects of the Sacred One. Please understand that when I say Sacred One, I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about the intelligent, personable reality that is always here and now as the backdrop of all that is happening. This is another way of saying God. We saw in a previous part that simply translated, God is love. We must understand that to be all-knowing means one has to know the full extent of good and evil, heaven and hell. What then would allow such a being to be defined as love? The highest expression of good is the choice to master the knowledge of evil to such a degree that those energies do not master, run, or become the default program of the experience or the mind. What the ancient languages of the Bible tell us is that love, the highest expression of peace, connection, affection, and goodwill, is the master program, which we have called God. It follows, therefore, that if God is love, then God must also be the patience itself, patient and patience itself, honest and honesty itself, peaceful and peace itself, trusting, trustworthy, and trust itself, persevering and perseverance itself, honoring, honorable, and honor itself. God is the highest possible good in whatever case. And all of this is inevitably our essence. The desire to live and love existed before my own existence. By this I mean every person before me and before them, as far as we can tell, has had the will to live and connect with something other than and more than their individual self. The desire for life and connection is the essence of God. Mind, source of desire, and spirit, source of feeling, have to be primordial. My translations of the passages in parts 1, 2, and 3 speak directly to this. Each one of us is the great I am in disguise. Our variety and our diversity create the illusion that more than one thing is occurring here. It is a purposeful illusion. It is beauty in diversity, or unity in diversity. And that's the reality of what's occurring here. Beauty in diversity and unity in diversity are just ways to say or retranslate the ancient words from which we get our English term God. We saw this in the previous part 4. We are meant to realize that we are hiding behind conditioning, masks, pretense, arrogance, ignorance, false knowledge, and shadow. But take a look around and see the sacred is everywhere. In that, in them, as them, in you, as you. This is the end of the What is God series, and I'm offering one-on-one coaching for those who are curious to learn more, and especially what they can do to reshape their lives for the better by using this immense power we have nonchalantly and ignorantly called God. If you are serious about that, email me directly at thbtv@protonmail.com and mention your interest in the What is God series coaching. You can find my book, Bible Redefined, and the Book of Yasharal through my website at lancehoward.net. Follow me here and on YouTube if you want to hear more on how to be a complete, well-rounded, holistic human with books, music, courses, community, and live events.